Today, as I promised lots of my page fans, I'm gonna show you how to make Rziza. Rziza recipe, the ingredients are very simple. All what you need is 500 grams of flour, white flour, 1 teaspoon of salt, and water to form a dough, and 250 grams of butter. To make the dough, we're going to use only the flour, salt and the water. We're not going to use the butter. So, as usual, we put some oil in the middle, we add the salt, and then we start mixing the water. Sorry, I didn't mention it. The water has to be lukewarm. She's warmer, a little bit warm. And always add a bit by bit. So you can. We can mix our dough till we get a firm dough like this. It has to be hard, stiff, not very soft. Now we're going to sift some flour to knead our dough. And we start kneading it properly. You knead it by, as I always say, pushing it with your palm and bringing it back like this. Push and back, push and back. And the dough has to be very stiff, very hard. If you have a dough machine, you can still use it, no problem. But I like to use my hand to knead it. So you continue kneading for about 10 to 15 minutes. And then what you do, you're just going to roll it. Like this. When you roll it, just tap it like that a little bit and cut it to how many you want, how many Rziza you want to make. So I'm just going to start cutting it. I like to make it a little bit small. So I cut it to 5 pieces. And now you're going to roll every piece. After I formed 5 pieces, what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to put them between 2 cloths. So just get a nice clean cloth, put your dough inside it, just cover it with another cloth. And you will leave it about 20 minutes to 25 minutes to rest. And then I will show you what we're going to do after. For the next step, I'm going to be using this pasta machine to roll the dough and to form the Reziza. So you can get it from any shop which sells kitchen utensils. Now I'm going to start rolling my dough like this. Just press it a little bit down like this and set the pasta machine to number 1. Number 1 is thick. It gives you thick. The thickness is a little bit thick. So always set it on number 1 at first. And then we're going to set it to another number. But first is 1. And then you start rolling the dough. So it's going to be like this, and so when you form the dough, it's going to be like about 3 to 4 millimeter thickness. It's like this, and when you do it, you just put it on top of your cloth again, and do the other one. As we said, do it like this, roll it a little bit, flatten it like this, and then you work again. Same, you make it thin, sorry. You roll it in the machine. After rolling all my pieces, I'm just going to cover them again with the cloth and leave them for a further 10 minutes. Now I melted my butter because I'm going to use it in this step. So what we're going to do now, we're going to use the other part of the machine, which as I'm going to show you now how it look like. Now I'm going to use this part of the machine which cuts the spaghetti, the dough as a spaghetti strips. So just I'm going to put it. And also we put the melted butter in this side, and we start making our spaghetti. Now how to make spaghetti, the number, we're gonna set the machine on the highest number, which makes the machine very thin, which makes the dough very thin. So I set this up on number 9, and the number 9 is the highest number in the machine. And then we start rolling it like this, just 2 minutes. As you see, look at the dough is become very thin. So our dough is going to be like this, very, very thin. Now I'm going to start rolling it in the other one. So cut the dough as strips, like this. Straight in the butter, in the melted butter, as you see. And this is my dough. And I have to put it in the butter straight. After put it in just a little bit in the butter. So when you start rolling it, you're gonna get strips like that, and make sure you roll just a little bit and you stop before you finish, because we're gonna get the end of the strips, and we're gonna roll it over a rolling pin. We're gonna use a rolling pin like this, and then you're gonna start rolling it by, make sure when you roll it on the rolling pin, always put some butter so it doesn't rip the thing, and make sure you stretch it like this. Again, we continue rolling it and cutting it into strips with the machine, and stopping. We don't do it in one go. We have to cut, to roll, and roll it in the rolling pin. Again, what I'm going to do, I'm going to roll it again, so the machine will cut it into strips, and I'm going to stop. I don't roll it all at in one go. Just roll it, and then you roll it on like this by stretching it. Make sure you stretch it like this. You can use rolling pin or anything else to the end. When I've cut it all through the machine, you stretch again. Always you pour some butter on top and you stretch, and you roll, stretch, roll, stretch and roll like this, so you get very thin strips when you cook it. Stretch and roll, rolling pin. What I'm going to do now, just going to take it off the rolling pin by pushing down like this into the butter. If you don't like too much butter, you can push it down somewhere else in other surface. So you turn it around again and you push and you pick it up off the butter like this. Just put these inside here, strips, and then you press it down. People who are on diet, I advise you not to eat it because it's got lots of butter, loads, so it's not good for your diet. Like this. And what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to put it in somewhere which is already, I'm going to put some oil. You put it somewhere here, okay. And you continue pressing it. Turn it around, press it, and you leave it, you cover it, and you leave it for about 10 minutes. So just gonna cover it with a clean film. Make sure you cover it with clean film or with foil. It doesn't matter. I'm gonna cover it till I finish all the others. Now we're gonna flatten it to get it ready to be cooked. Take one by one and you flatten it like this. Just put it here so we can cook it later. So over a medium-high heat, we're gonna heat up our saucepan, which is non-stick, and we're gonna start cooking. We leave it just a few minutes. And just put some butter over it, some melted butter, and quick we turn it over like that. And then we leave it to cook. Turn it with your hand a little bit. So after about 5 minutes, it's gone golden brown, and the best way to do it is to keep on splitting it with the fork like this. So then you turn it over. That's it. You leave it for a few minutes and that's it. Now our Reziza is ready. It's cooked, and that's how it looks when it's finished. This is the one we made by machine, and this is the one we made by hand. Just gonna show you the difference. Just gonna, if you wanna open it, you just squeeze it like this, and then from the middle you pull. That's it. So that's how we open our Reziza. Now I'm gonna show you the other one. Like I said, like this, and then you open it. So this is the difference between a handmade one. The handmade one, like as you see, is very thin. But the machine one, as you see, is a bit thick. But they're both nice. They both taste nice. They're both thin, but it's just this one is more thinner. So that's how you make Rziza. I hope you like it, you enjoy it. All what you can do now, when you finish making your Rziza, make a Moroccan mint tea or any tea, and you enjoy your Rziza with some honey.